Today, I am so excited to share with you a new weekly layout that really is centered on my focus areas. So stay with me. Well, hi everyone, this is Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. And today I want to come to you with a brand new weekly plan that I hope will answer some questions for people. So I've had a couple of comments from folks saying, I feel like I'm so scattered and my to-do list is everywhere, and I really am having trouble focusing and organizing that information all in one place. So hopefully this weekly layout will help solve some of those problems for you. If you've learned anything new today, or if you like this idea of this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already, and turn those notification bells on. And to all of you who have subscribed and who like and comment on my videos, I thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I am really happy that you all are learning and organizing yourselves so much better because of the videos that we've been doing together. All right, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Well, I want to show you a video that I did, I guess, maybe last year around back to school time. This is a video where I created this layout for students, okay? And I will leave a link to the video that talks all about this layout. But what I decided to do was to take this layout and not to have it for students, but to have it for the rest of us, who have all of these things going on in our lives, okay? One thing that I want to point out to you is, before we move on, is when you look up here at the top and you see like this hot pink thing that this particular student had to do for English. Notice the way that I have that written, and you can see how I schedule that down here in my week. Same for this purple, write my lab conclusion. You can see that I have this scheduled down here in my week, all right? And because this is for students, I have the classes that they are taking already listed out here as well. So this particular student takes English on Monday and Wednesday. They have chemistry on Tuesday and Thursday, and their chemistry lab is on Friday. So I really tried to, help students think about all the things that they have to do and then apply it to their weekly plan. Well, guess what? The same thing works for you and I. So let's go ahead and take a look at this student weekly plan, and let's take a look and see how I am going to use it for myself for the rest of the summer. All right, I am calling this my weekly focus areas. If you are a GTD person, GTD is the book called Getting Things Done by David Allen, and he talks about that all of us have areas of focus. I happen to have 8 areas of focus listed here, and these 8 areas of focus that I have listed kind of relate to the Makse Life Compass that I have done for a number of years now. Again, I will leave a link to the video about the Makse Life Compass if you would like to take a look at that to help you define your areas of life and get a score as to how well you are progressing in each of those areas, okay? All right, so instead of the student having English and chemistry and, history or extracurricular activities, all of those kinds of things, I decided to use this top section up here as a weekly list of activities by life area of focus, all right? I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so that you can see a little bit better. All right. Now, the way that I have set this up is I simply created a table that is 4 columns by 5 rows, okay? And in each of those columns, I picked an area of focus. So, based on my Makse Life Compass, I have personal and growth, learning and improving myself. I have relationships and family relationships. I have health and fitness, and I have professional. And in my case, that is my crystal clear life and my work that I do for the church that I belong to. And moving over here, again, I simply copied that table. Why recreate it when you could just copy and paste? And I included my other 4 life areas. My creativity, which for me is primarily crafting, quilting, that kind of thing. My finances, my home environment, which is taking care of my house and my surroundings. And then I also added a garden section because gardening is a hobby of mine and it does take up quite a bit of time, especially in the spring and summer. Okay? All right, so those are my life areas. Your life areas may be different for you. You may have, instead of family relationships, you may just want to have a section called kids because you have, children that you're taking here and there and, have a lot of things to do with them. Maybe you don't have time to work on your personal growth at the moment, but maybe you have, personal care items that you want to put in this first section, okay? Hopefully everyone has a health and fitness section, but your professional life may be different. You may have work and then you want to break work down into separate categories. If I were doing this as a teacher, my work life probably would have its own set of columns because I would want to break it down into all of the subjects that I was teaching for that particular year. So mine might end up looking more like the student one for my professional life, okay? But now that I am retired from public education and I'm just an educator here on YouTube now, I can kind of lump everything into one category, okay? All right, so what I did here at the top for professional growth is I just went in and did some table shading, and I have showed you how to do table shading so many times. You're probably sick of it, but what I did is I just said, okay, let's pick this top blue up here for this top one, okay? And then I changed my text color to white, so let's go here and choose white. Let's see. Actually, I think I picked this darker blue for the top one. So there we go. And then what I did from there is I wanted to kind of highlight what the priority or the most important things were. So I decided to go in here and in this very top column, again, with table shading, which you can do through your drop-down menu here, I went to the very next one, the very next darkest one, which would be here, okay, and get that color. And then went to the next one, table shading, and went up and up and up until I got, kind of a gradient look, okay? So I did that for all of my basic colors here. And so that top one that is in the darkest print up here would be my most important thing for that particular category for the week that I'm working on, okay? All right, so you can see here under personal growth, I'm involved in a summer reading program and I'm supposed to be reading 30 minutes a day. It doesn't matter which book or magazines I am reading, but I am just supposed to read. And so far, I have earned my tote bag, yay me, and I have earned my t-shirt, yay me. And in fact, I probably will go to the library this afternoon to pick that up. So I'm excited about that. I also know that I have library books to return and actually now pick up, okay? So that's kind of what I'm doing for my personal growth. I am not including my self-care in here, but I certainly could. I could come down here to the bottom and say what I want to be my self-care for this particular week, whether it be a manicure or pedicure, whatever it is that you do a face mask, take a 20-minute walk, whatever it happens to be. You could add self-care in here as well, okay? All right, in my next relationships category, because it's coming up to the beginning of the month for the month of July, what I did is I took a look at my monthly calendar and I said, you know what, I got some birthdays coming up in July, so let me go ahead and get those cards and get them set and ready to put in the mail so I do not forget these two people's birthdays in my life. All right. I also know that we have game night coming up, which is part of my building relationships. So I put game night on here as well. Okay. So you're getting the idea. The most important thing goes at the top, and then the next thing coming down will be the next important thing. All right. Health and fitness. I have a little blow up pool in my backyard. It's about 40 inches deep, and what I like to do is get out there and do a daily pool workout. So that is my top number one thing at the moment. Walking 8,000 steps a day. If I can get those 8,000 steps in, that's great. But I want to make sure that I'm in the pool every day because it's less stress on my joints. I just love water workouts. All right. And then my professional things for Crystal Clear Life. I have the same things every week. I have to film a video, I have to edit that video, I have to upload that video, I have to prep it for release, I have to release it, I have to write comments or add responses to comments and that kind of thing. So all of those things are the same, and nothing can happen if this first one, filming, is not done. Okay. So for some of these things, like my professional things, they will be recurring every single week. But you might ask, well, Crystal, what if you want to add something else? What if you want to do more than 4 things? Well, all I have to do is come down here and hit the tab key, and that gives me a whole nother row. I can add more things down here. Maybe there's something, coming up for a church event, that I need to add in here. I can simply do that. Okay. It's not a big deal. All right, so let's move on and look at the other life areas that we have here. And you'll see under creativity, again, I have a couple of projects that I'm working on. Could I put links to those projects in here like I normally add links to my projects? Absolutely. Okay. Do I have to? No, I don't have to, but it certainly does make life easier. Up here, I use a lot of my links all the time. I love my links, so, that works good. As far as finances go, here at the top, the most important thing is to pay those bills and to keep that, on time kind of thing going on. I also will need to update my spreadsheet. And I need to close out June. Expenses. Okay. All right. And then for my home environment, I've been collecting lots of trash as I've been working in my basement, and I have a trash run to do that is important. In fact, I think that's probably going to take 2 trips. So I'm going to write ×2 so that I know I can get that scheduled in. Okay. And in the garden, I don't know where you guys are at, but here where I live, it has been incredibly hot, close to 100 degrees with humidity every single day for the past week or so. So the top priority for me is watering daily when it is hot. So I'll go out early in the morning and water, or late in the afternoon after the sun has left an area, to give those plants that time overnight to revitalize. Okay. And when I'm in those areas, I weed as needed if I see weeds poking their heads through, or I deadhead spent blooms, meaning if a bloom is finished and it's, closed and falling, I don't want the plant to store energy to produce seeds or something from that. So I'll go ahead and snip those blooms off. I'm also checking for pests while I'm out there. Okay. All right, so you get the idea of this top part. This is really a brainstorming area for you to write down anything that you think of that might come up, okay? So let's say I get a text from a friend that they want to have dinner at the water front. So I can just go ahead and add that there. Meaning that that's going to trigger me to go, oh yeah, I need to add that to my calendar. We need to research a place that we want to go and that kind of thing. Okay. All right. And I would even go specific and say who that might be with. Okay. All right. So now we have all of our life focus areas, and we've started listing all of the things that we need to do in all of those areas. Okay. Now, I also, because I am one of those creatures of habit, routine people, I also have daily things that I do every single day. Okay. So this next section, all I did is, again, I copied that same table from up above, but you see they're not connected. There's actually a title in between there, and it says daily things to do. All right. I have these labels in there to really help you guys understand, what these different sections are. And so in this section, what I did is I broke it down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I have a list of things that I do on specific days. Okay. So for example, on Monday, I like to do my morning routine. I usually throw in a load of laundry on Monday. And then also I like to do a financial check-in. Okay. So a couple of different things here that I want to point out. In some of these things, I have taken the font color. So here, my morning routine relates to my home environment color. So it's that light purple, that pinky purple. Okay. My laundry is based on my health and fitness, right? Keeping things clean, keeping your clothes clean, that kind of thing. But then you'll notice here for pay bills and financial check-in, I didn't change the color of that text because in some instances, maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I just want to have a little icon or an emoji that reminds me of what that is about or what category that belongs to, okay? So in this case, I have used this little $ emoji here for all of my financial check-ins. And you see that listed a couple places across, my weekly list of things to do. Same thing goes with my gardening section. Now you see up here that my gardening section is in yellow. If I were to change this font to yellow, so let me do that right here. Go to my font and let's choose this golden yellow. You see it's kind of hard to see, right? It's kind of hard to read, okay? So instead of doing that, let's hit undo. I can either add this cute little flower emoji, which lets me know right away that that's a garden task, or I could choose to highlight those cells, change that color shading in those cells to be yellow to match my garden color. Okay, so I can color code things in different ways. I kind of like using the little emojis just because I think they're cute, but I also don't have a problem with things just being color coded, based on, the color of things that I'm doing, in that life area. Okay. All right. And then I have these as to-do boxes because one of the things that I like to do is I like to check off boxes when I have finished something. So when I finish my morning routine, which means cleaning up after breakfast, feeding the birds, sweeping the porches, that kind of thing, I can go in here and put a little check in this box. And I know I'm tracking myself. I know that that habit, that thing that I needed to do on that day is complete. Okay. So all of these have those little check boxes because I'm somebody that gets gratification from doing that. All right. Okay. So what do you think? Do you like the colored text or do you like using the little emoji icons at the end of the activity that you're doing? Let me know in the comments. I think maybe a combination of both is probably how I'm going to go, but we'll see. We'll see as we continue. I want to use this layout for the remainder of the summer, so that will be July and August for me, just to kind of play around with it, just for something different. I very much love the weekly routine that I was doing at the end of June. Now, what's this next section about? Well, you see up here, because I added this church event, these things got off a little bit. Does that bother me? No, not really. I'm not really worried about that because the way this works each day is a different column. So that part does not bother me. But if it does, all you need to do is go up here and hit the tab key, and then they will line themselves up. All right. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to take the things that we have listed up here, and we are going to schedule them in our week all the way down here. Okay? All right. So let's see. I want to look at The first one over here, which is personal growth, that summer reading, 30 minutes a day. I went ahead and scheduled that all the way down here at the bottom, starting at 9:30 in the evening. So you see that I have highlighted that whole entire area blue based on the color up here. So summer reading will be down here at the bottom for me. Okay. All right. Now I need to return library books at some point. So that's going to be when I am out and about. And I have listed here that I go out and get groceries on Monday and I take the trash to the dump. You know what? I can go ahead and schedule that to return my library books as well. So that can be my errands time. And that will be library and trash and groceries. Okay, they're all kind of in the same area, so I can kind of make a circle when I do that. So that will be great. Okay, now let's go ahead and make that cell the right color. I'm going to go up here to my color shading, and that is the blue color that I'm using. So there we go. Okay, so there's our library, returning our library books. Okay. All right, now you can see, moving on, I have those birthday cards, and I scheduled those right here for Tuesday that I want to write and mail those cards. So write them, get them ready, you know, put them in my purse so that the next time I'm out, I can drop them into the mailbox, okay? So that is scheduled. If I wanted to, I certainly could also go up here as I am finishing these things, and I could put a little check mark next to them just to say that that is finished, all right? If I wanted to add a checkbox, I could go up here to my tags, which I have listed here. I could do a simple to-do tag, which is right here. And then once I get those cards mailed, I could put a check mark there, okay? Simple as that. Or I could simply take my Apple Pencil on my iPad as I'm doing things and highlight that it has been finished. However you like to keep track of things is great. It doesn't matter to me. All right. Game night coming up on Friday. So you see I have that scheduled down here. And then I have that one dinner with my friends at the waterfront. Well, that might be something good to do like on a Sunday afternoon. So I am going to kind of schedule that over here. Okay, so I can either type it in that way, or you know what, I can also do this. I can also highlight that and copy and paste. Okay, same kind of thing. You can do it either way, whatever works best for you. And then again, that's a friends and family thing, working on relationships. So I will do it like that. So you're getting the idea. What I'm really doing is when I'm sitting down, and I usually do my weekly reviews the Friday before, I would sit down and I would think, what are all the things that I need to do for next week? And this would be my plan. I would go ahead and kind of plan out the things that I need to do on certain days. Does that mean that it's going to stay this way? Maybe not. You never know when something's going to come up, when somebody's going to get sick, when the car's going to break down, when you have an opportunity to do something that you didn't know you were going to get to do. All of those kinds of things happen. But this is just a plan, a way of thinking about and not missing anything. Then when you go to do your daily routine, when you go to set up your daily pages, like let's say, Tuesday would be, let's say maybe the 3rd. If I look at my daily page, then here's my daily page, and I can go ahead and make that plan more set in stone. Okay, so that I know exactly what I'm going to be doing on that particular day. All right, so this is kind of my optimal plan for the week, and things change. So know that it has to be flexible. Okay. All right, but you get the idea of listing things up here and then carrying them down into your plan. So for professional things, for Crystal Clear Life, you see here that I have on Tuesday, so right down here at the bottom, film. Next day, Wednesday, same time period, I edit. Then I prep my video on Thursdays. It gets released Friday mornings at 9 o'clock. I review it, I make my own comment, and I answer any other comments that come in throughout the day on that particular video. All right. And you see here I have my weekly review built in right there. Usually that is under personal growth. That's something that I do to help keep myself organized, keep my person, my brain organized. Okay. All right. Let's see. You see I have some creative time built in down here. I may not get to creative time every single day. That's okay. Sometimes it's in the afternoon, sometimes it's after dinner. It just depends on what's going on in the family. For finances here, you see paying bills. I do have that one scheduled down here. I need to update that spreadsheet, which will probably happen at the same time. It usually does, but not always. So I could, again, copy, which is Control C, and paste down here. Let's say we're going to do it on that Friday. And then maybe close out June's expenses. Again, copy. Maybe I'll do that on Sunday afternoon. Okay? All right. And let's go ahead and give those a color. So that one would be these colors that I created down here. And same for that one. Okay? So that again relates to my finances. Okay? All right. So I hope you're getting the idea. You see here I've worked my garden stuff in. You know, I do the deck and fire pit, you know, on Mondays. You know, the front garden on Tuesdays, the west garden on Wednesdays, the east garden on Thursdays, and the circle garden on Fridays, and cut the grass on Saturday. Okay? So I have all of that scheduled out. All right? You know, for me, this is very helpful because it gives me an idea of my ideal week. I have all of my life areas at the top. And I think it's great, you know. Now, this looks a little plain to me. I mean, I know it's colorful, but it looks a little plain to me. But, you know, there's nothing that says that you can't go in and add some stickers if you want. So let me go grab some stickers. All right, so I brought over some stickers from DCP Digitals. I think because it is the month of July that I wanted something kind of beachy and fun. So let's see. I picked up 2 different words for July, so I can try and figure out which one I like. Let's just kind of audition them and see what looks good. Remember, if you want to use small movements for your graphics, you just hold down your Alt key. So that sunny July kind of looks nice. Maybe I could put a little sunshine up there with it. But let's check out the other one. Oh, that one's kind of cute too. Decisions. Okay, let's try this Shellebration. I like puns. This kind of fits up here nicely, so I'm going to leave that. And then I got my friend Sassy Cat. Maybe we'll put Sassy Cat down there. Stay focused. Well, let's see if that will fit with Sassy Cat. And then what else did I grab? A couple of shells. So let's see, we could put that one there. I think there's one more over there. Yep, there it is. All right. Maybe we'll put that down there beside him. Or we could put it over here. Oops. Something like that, okay? I don't usually have a lot of things going on in the evening, so putting stickers down there is fine. It still gives me room to type in something here if something comes up. So I think that works out well, okay? Let's see. I think I'm going to go with Sunshine July. Like that. Now, do you have to put stickers? No. I just think they look cute and they add a little bit of, inspiration for me. I can get rid of this big sticker that I added here. I just wanted to show you that we're taking the information and the things from our to-do lists up here at the top, from our life areas, and we're pulling those down into creating that optimal weekly schedule. Okay? All right. Well, I hope you've learned something new today. I hope you'll maybe think about ways that you might apply this kind of weekly focus areas layout into your journal, your planner, your paper planner, whatever it is you happen to do. I, again, have used it for students, and I've used it a lot as a teacher. I think it is very helpful. But for somebody who is very busy and has a lot of things going on, it certainly is a great way to make sure that nothing gets missed. Okay? All right. Well, thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And keep those positive comments coming. I love hearing how you are using OneNote in your life, how much it has changed your life. So many of you have been telling me how much more organized you are and how you have been following my videos and creating these pages for yourself. Yay to you. I'm so happy. That is wonderful. That is the best compliment that any teacher could ever get. So I appreciate that. All right. And until next time, here's hoping that you can live a more organized and simplified life through better planning. I use OneNote. Stay cool, everybody. I'll see you next time. Okay. Bye.